Next, we have James Thomas Shea.
Thank you, Council. The reason why I'm making this presentation is because this is my 48th anniversary of life, and what I'm going to speak about are two issues that I believe are the most important issues that we've faced over this generation. The Chamber of Commerce has a poll in which they are asking young people about ways to improve Catawba County and make it more desirable for young professionals. I have taken a broader look, and here are my top 10 reasons why we aren't attracting young people to live, move to, or stay in the Hickory area. Number 10, in this community, the young middle class and poor people have seen an enthusiastic willingness to cater to the older and more affluent folks at the expense of what would benefit them. Number 9, this opening generation of the modern 21st century reality says that it is a priority. I've looked at polls. They say it is a priority for them to have a role in making the world a better place. They don't want to live in communities where control and authority rule over love, empathy, and kindness. Number 8, the millennials want autonomy. But if they do have to work for somebody else, they want to work for a person that serves as a mentor, not as an authoritarian. They don't want to deal with old school, regimented, mechanical, simple black and white, dogmatic mindsets. Bosses need to look at their workforce as partners, not commodities. Number 7, young people aren't looking for a job. They're looking for a career. They want employment where they think the owner is in it with them. And cares about their interests. It should be common sense and a natural derivative that if business owners take care of their employees, that employees will do likewise and the business will thrive. If that becomes the norm in this community, then this community will thrive. And here are 6 things that these young people and others can see about this community. Number 6, this community's powers that be have demonstrated several times through actions a do as I say and not as I do collective personality. Number 5, career success is certainly more easily attainable in structures based upon hard work and merit rather than social caste systems based upon who you are related to and who you know.
3 minutes.
Number 4, constructive critical thought is an asset and imperative to the success of a free and open society. We have seen the local powers that be take hostile action several times against people when it wasn't necessary, just because these people dissented or even asked questions, as though answering to the people would somehow lead to chaos. Number 3, we have seen a mindset where stories, messages, information, ideas, and processes must be controlled and well crafted. Being real and unfiltered has become the victim, as in 1984 and thought crimes. Number 2, people who attempt to control messages create bottlenecks of information. And information is a valuable commodity in this age. This is the information age. This has created a hindrance to real economic activity. And number 1, and last and not least, we have seen through disrespectful actions where this government and other, not just y'all, but other governments in this area have basically told people, when we want your opinion, then we'll give it to you. We haven't lost the young people because of inanimate objects, like the things that y'all have discussed, these infrastructure issues. We have lost them through actions. But don't take these words negatively. Take them as an opportunity to evolve towards a better reality. Thank you.
Mayor, City Council, Mr. Berry, and Attorney Crone, thank you for providing me with an opportunity to be heard. I know that the majority of the time when I come to the podium to speak on issues, City Council has a tendency, in my personal opinion, not to be willing to hear exactly what it is and to look at what I am addressing. I have made a phone call at least 2 to 3 times to what is supposed to be Ward 4 City Council member. That council member, and I'm talking about Councilman Guest, has not returned a single phone call. The time that I called him, and I even left a message with his son, that is a deputy sheriff for Catawba County, and told him what it was that I was wanting to talk to Councilmember Guest about, and that was, I have filled out an application a few months ago for the Citizens Advisory Board that I know that there were 2 vacant spots that had not been filled. I was interested in one of those because I attended one of their meetings, and as I have talked to City Council as a whole before, when it comes to the community block grant funds that come down from the federal government, that you distribute as a council to various groups and organizations within our city, I have asked a question, and I have been told in the last 2 years that City Council was going to look at who receives those grants and look at the possibility of getting some of that grant money to other groups that need a hand up instead of a handout. I have recommendations that I feel like need to be considered, and that is, after a organization gets one of those community block grants 13, 14 years in a row, it's time to wing that group from that grant money that they go after every year. And what I have found, even this year, there is one group in particular that does not come to any of the public hearings, but yet and still they get money by simply writing a request and submitting it, and then they're put on the list of groups to get money.
3 minutes.
That group, in my opinion, caters solely to individuals who, the majority of them, are not from Hickory. It's not a Hickory resident, has not been a Hickory resident until they came to the program for which they're involved in. So what I am asking of my city council representative is, when I called and I made a request of you to nominate me for the appointment from your ward, since I live in that ward, to the Citizens Advisory Board and have never heard back from you, that's why it upsets me when we have a modified and large voting system where when Ward 4 chooses their representative, and then when it goes to the general election, Northwest, Northeast Hickory chooses who represents each ward of this city, because they have the largest population of residents in our city. So what I will ask is, if you can't represent your ward, then you need to step down and let someone else who the ward chose to represent Ward 4 fill your seat. Thank you.
I would just like to point out two things, and I'm going to ask Mr. Guest not to respond. Mr. Pope, you go ahead and take your seat, please.
I want to hear what you have to say
You're
there,
free.
because
You're
I may
free.
have to come back again.
No.
Because, you know,
Your
you
rebuttal
do
can be
this
taken-
every time
I
I
have a motion,
speak.
Mr. Pope's out of order.
And,
Second. Got a motion and a
you know,
second.
that doesn't
All
make
in
a big
favor, say
difference.
aye.
Because you don't want
All
to hear
those
from me.
opposed?
You're like the rest of the
That's
council.
unanimous, Mr.
You don't
Pope.
want to hear from me. But that's fine. Because I'm not your slave boy. I will speak my mind. I will exercise my constitutional rights of freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and will do what I need to do for my rights.
Don't ask me to ask you to leave this building.
That's okay.
Don't ask me.
Tom, I'm not afraid of being arrested. They have to take care of me if they arrest me. Let them arrest me. Now, I get tired of them playing the same games and getting. I know some people came here and getting away with it because they can do what they want to do, but when a
Mr.
citizen
Pope,
and a
Mr. Pope.
taxpayer, I don't care. I really don't give a crap. I respect you, Tom. It wasn't you. I wouldn't do.
2 points I wanted to make, and I'm going to ask Mr. Guest not to address that. The first thing is, we, as a matter of policy, and perhaps by law, are required to allow citizens to say what they would like to say within limits about elected officials. No need for us to defend it, but they have the right to say it, and we allow it to be said. They do not have that same right to speak about our state. Second point I'd like to make is, every ward in this city, as of the last census, started off with 6,669, give or take 2, people in the ward. There is no ward in this city that dominates by numbers any other ward. Tammy Abernathy.
City Chambers. I was here on the last meeting, and I was kind of a little upset about what was going on, so I wanted just to speak. True in the fact, Mr. Pope does come up here and talk, but he's known what he's talking about, but I hate this that way. I wish y'all could get together and talk about it. And yes, I have never seen you over in our neighborhood until the Ridgeview reunion, and I would like to see you there more. Because when I came up here with my 2 oldest girls, I had them here in Hebron. In Ridgeview, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it was a wonderful day. Wonderful. My youngest played softball, and we enjoyed going to the Ridgeview area, watching the children play. Now we don't have anything over there. I don't know what our liaison is supposed to do, and I don't know what Mac is supposed to do. But I would like to see more activities in Ridgeview. We did have the track team, which kept children out of trouble. I was always told, idle times is a devil workshop. That's why I keep my kids busy all the time, so they don't have to be in the street. My 2 youngest ones don't have the privilege of playing softball over there. We don't have anything over there. As Webster, if Webster would say what All-American City would be, it would be that we would take care of its north, south, east, and west. I don't see the beautification in Ridgeview. I really don't. And I love Hebron. I see things going over at the park over there where we live at the end. That's going up. It's being beautified. But Ridgeview, I don't see it. You can just ride through it. Look at the other parks that are nice and beautiful. We need to bring up Ridgeview so everybody can enjoy all 4 corners of Hickory City. It just breaks my heart though, but I believe Mr. Pope knows what he's saying. But I think y'all are butting heads, and I hate that. I would like for all of us to get along. Because we would like for the people to come back, like to the tree. When people move in, we can tell them about that. Or we can tell them about Sankofa's that's in review, which is a nice restaurant. Y'all need to visit it sometime. But that, it just breaks my heart how I come, this next meeting I came to, got funds. But help us citizens out too. I talked to you, Mr. Mayor, about the water rushing in my yard. I feel the same way as the horse code. My yard gets trashing because it comes around from everybody's yard. I talked to you about it, and I think you might have did send somebody over there. So, but I don't know whatever happened about it. So, but beautify Ridgeview, please, because we need it. Don't just do a basketball goal or a picnic area thinking that will satisfy us. Just take care of everything, so we can say that we're all American citizens. Thank you.
Well, I will tell you, Mrs. Abernathy does not let her kids stay unvisited. I know that. I guess I would just say that I have not observed that we have a council that's partial to one section of the city over another. My observation has been that, and I'm elected at large, purely, so I represent every person clearly and distinctly, and any proposed change would not change that. And we just don't allow people to pick and choose what neighborhood is going to get what. That goes for our council members, and that goes for our residents. The decisions we make are for the good of Hickory, and I'm satisfied that's true. Okay.